Hello everyone, so sorry about last week's. I had the flu last Saturday, and you don't want to hear someone try to stream while having flu. Also, I was asleep most of the day. So I'm doing it on Friday because I'm going to be busy on Saturday, so I kind of realised this quite late, so I gave like 10 minutes notice for the stream, which might mean we don't get many people in the chat. So we might have, for those of you watching on YouTube, we might have less of me just going, oh hey, this person in the chat said this that you can't hear. So yeah. Okay, so I think I've got the audio bugs worked out. If I haven't, just let me know. I'm just putting a tweet out because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to tweet and let people know what shit you're doing to all of my 9 followers. One of which is the Chris Barry fan club, because I gave one tweet about Arnold J. Rimmer, and they were just like, oh, yep, you said something nice about Mr. Rimmer. You're obviously a Chris Barry fan. I don't know if I call myself a Chris Barry fan. I don't really know him from anything but The Dwarf. I never really watched like Spitting Image. So I'm a fan of Arnold J. Rimmer. If only because he's like one of the best examples of how to do a character that's simultaneously sympathetic, but the narrative and the other characters will call his shit if needed. But anyway, I'm completely rambling. So 2 weeks ago, I died, and that's where we left the session. So in Sunless Sea, if you die, the good news is you come back with a new captain, which is handy. So I'm gonna continue, and we'll start trying to work out what we're doing next. I've got plenty of liquids today, so you may hear me drinking. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So apparently I have been, when I died, I actually quit the game before it autosaved, which means that I've been put back before I died. I'm still on two hull, so there's a very good chance I will die on my way back, as I did last time. I do at least know Mount Nomad has spawned this time, so I know to avoid that. But yeah, so Sunless Sea, as you might have guessed, uses an autosave system to let you know to basically every time you stop at an island, it saves. And what I think must have happened was it didn't autosave at London before I died. So after I died, it didn't autosave in London after I died. So I'm actually okay to carry on what I was doing last time, if by okay you mean I am on 0 health. Okay, what do I have in my hold? Oh yeah, I was going to buy. We were buying some. So I want a Judgment Egg, a Smooth and Copper Longbox, make that 2, a Watchful Curio. Do I need anything else? Don't think so. Okay, so as we were doing before I died, Um, I will. I am on a variety of fetch quests. One to make a super weapon, and um, one to create a chest set so I can kill a living coral reef. Does anyone here have anything that could help me with my hole? Nope. No shipwrights here. Okay. Jolly good. This could be a tricky one, folks. Okay, so let's just look at the map. Okay, so I'm here, and the shipwrights are here. um, well, we won't know until we give it a shot. I'm not going to be that surprised if I don't make it. Okay, so I want to go around this bit because Mount Nomad. Then I probably want to go dodge around Port Cecil because of the creatures in there. I think my best route will probably be go down here and then across like that. Yeah. So I'm not going to take any detours. I'm just going to go straight down to I'm just going to go straight down to Full London because fuck. Yeah, I am not. I am in a vulnerable place right now. Okay. So if I die again, I am gonna do it properly. So, you know, I've got one more chance. But if I die again, I'm gonna wait for it to autosave properly next time. To be honest, I suspect after a while these will become more like rambling podcasts. You know, I'm just playing game while talking about whatever's on my mind. I might try and come up with topics and stuff. Maybe make it vaguely thematically relevant to what I think I'm going to be doing in that session. Okay, I think that's south enough to be safe. So this is actually a good reason to get the Submariner update DLC, because it's a lot easier to, like, if you can escape to the seabed. Yes, there's a lot of powerful like monsters and stuff down there, but on the other hand, like, you can kind of switch between the two, so you're constantly, you know, so you can avoid. Is this going to explode? Okay. So you can avoid monsters on the surface by going down, and then stuff at the bottom by going up. I know last time we had a bit of trouble with the background music volume. It's both me and the game music coming through here. Okay, so we're going to go along this dark bit. So most of the underwater bit is on. Most of the underwater bits are on the same level. There are abysses that you can dive down into. Those result in a dating sim. I refuse to give context for that until I've shown you it. But yeah. So basically, there's someone called the Lady of the Abyss who lives there, and if you dive down, if you do correct sequence of events, you can dive down and basically stay with her, and in return you get a item which it either increases one of your stats by a lot or all of your stats by a bit. I can't remember which. But you keep it for every new captain that you have. For those of you who joined us from last time, we're no longer dead. Because of auto-saving. We are, however, in very dangerous territory, so... But we are coming up to Frostfound, which... Okay, an eldritch fortress of ice should not be one of the most welcome sights to see. But here we are. My crew is terrified, and for good reason. Like, we are holding on by like a fin here. Also, I can't risk bumping into anything because that does like one thing of damage. Take T with squatters on the dock. I've already read this in the earlier ones, so I'm not gonna bother here. But basically, they just give you a load of stuff and reduce your terror because they're nice. Create a port report. Okay. I'm just trying to work out the safest way to get back. Probably around like that. Like actually here the bat swarms that you run into could quite easily kill me. Which, yeah, let's not do that. Or like a single pirate ship. Fuck. That makes me really paranoid when it's like this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't spot me, don't spot me, don't spot me. Okay. It saw me briefly, and then was like, huh? Where'd that ship go? It's a ghost ship. I shouldn't joke about that. There are lots of ghost ships in this game. So when you die, basically, a new character takes over. So you kind of build up this chain of captains. So if you've had a kid for long enough, they can go off to sea, and then they will be like your obvious successor. So you get some bonuses for that. But yeah, dying in the ocean, dying in the sea is one of the few ways to properly permanently die in this setting. So yeah, sorry, I probably won't say much for this bit because I'm kind of really focused on like, I'm really paranoid because a single monster could kill me and I don't want to die. But yeah, so like in my initial games, so in the stream 2 weeks ago, there was, when I died, I got to choose what my successor would get. So I choose that they get a weapon and half of my iron to start with. But you can give them other stuff, so you can give them like your map, which is a worse option. You can give them your engine, a crew, a officer, whatever. If you have a sire, then I think you can choose 2 of them. And there are some items that you get which are kind of passed down between your captains. So which give a permanent boost to one or more of the stats, rather than just one. Okay. I think, unless I do something really stupid in like the next 2 minutes, I think we're okay. Wow. That was... So I mean, like, that's not the most nerve-wracking voyage I've had. Eyes on deck. Basically that's an event that's just like, oh look, a bright light in the sky, and you can either be like, don't look at it, or you can just be like, ooh, let's have a look. But having a look had like a 50%... 50% chance of going wrong. Apologies for that. Okay. I'm not doing a visit from Mr. Sachs because I'm not ready. Let's go and talk to the Admiral. So, yeah, all I have to give is some port reports. Godfall. Pirate monks. I honestly have no idea what we're supposed to do about pirate monks. What are they up to? Polypheum. Frostfound. Vitrillinate. Khan's Shadow. Irem. And Basalt Lions. Okay. So they'll buy a load of stuff from me, but I don't particularly want to sell anything. Right. I'm going to put my ship in dry dock. And I'm going to use some Admiralty favours to quickly and cheaply fix up my hull. I'm going through this fairly fast because I want to get back on with things rather than dawdling. Okay, what do I have in my hold? Okay, I know where that needs to be dropped off. Okay. A new recruit who awaits my attention. So I want another sailor. Hire more crew. Okay, I'm on 9 crew, which is quite a lot considering I have 10 slots. Go to my lodgings. Time with my family. So I'm gonna hang out with my lover and my child. What should I tell them about? Should I give the child a judgment's eggs? It will coil and glow silently on her nightstand. It's a bit of a peculiar thing to give a child, honestly. I'm not wasting this judgment's egg, but I'm not wasting this judgment's egg because it's kind of difficult to get. But if I pick up another one, I'm giving it to my child. Let's tell it about the surface. The sun is bright and cool and sweet as peaches. Someday. Neither of them have ever seen the surface. Not yet. So, yep. My child wants to follow my footsteps. So you can actually just retire, and so this allows you to view options that which were in the game. You can state and institutionalize them without choosing one. So I don't have my father's bones, or I can retire to the townhouse. Nah. Alright. So I'm all fixed up. I've got my crew back. Right then. So, our next voyage. Right, so we want to go to Station 3. We also need to go to Station 3, then to Port Cecil, then back up to Palmerston because I need to buy some stuff there, and then I think after that, then back to London, and then down into this region. So let's go. Yeah. I think, so I've just had, so like the whole last week basically I've had the flu and just been exhausted all the time. Funnily enough, the university I go to is actually technically on strike at the moment. I don't know like, well, I wasn't on strike but the staff, so I don't know, like I don't even know if I'd gone in much this week, whether I would have seen anyone, but ooh! It's a pirate poet. Hello! Let us try to kill each other once more. Well, you try to kill me, because I keep on rescuing you, like fool I am. Bang! Bang! Okay. Bang! I don't know. I will be honest, the pirate poet doesn't... The difficulty of fighting the pirate poet boat doesn't really... Like... She's a lot more... She's a lot more dangerous, like, in lore and, like, legend than she actually is in battle, which I think is a disappointment, because she is a really cool character, and I'd like for her to be as much as challenged as the game says that she should be. But she isn't. I'm sorry about Furiosa, but I mean she's really tough, but her ship isn't. She needs to get a better ship. That is a Gillifleur. It is a giant jellyfish that destroys ships by headbutting them. They may also be linked to Visage somehow. Anyway, here we are. Station 3. Beep. Machinery hums behind high steel walls. So we've got, at we picked up the Suvan Copper long boxes. On first sight, it looks like a tomb colonist coffin. On closer examination, it carries stencilings reading Smooth and Copper and a handwritten tag, Delivery to Deport A, Station 3. So let's deliver these long boxes. The only way past the walls and an unimposing but sturdy-looking triple lock gate of silvery metal. A sign beside it reads Deliveries. The gate stands open. Make your delivery. There's cargo and behold marked for this destination. A long, heavy box. It'll be fun getting up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad brew to a shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There's a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it's not apparently your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building of the spire. Deliveries, it says, more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. So I'm going to carry on to a building with a spire. The path is slippery and lined with mushrooms. You and the crew have to stop 7 or 8 times to set down the boxes and blow on your hands. The closer you get, the less the building with a spire looks like a church. The walls are soot black and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up on the roof. From these a low sing can be heard, a song so cheerful that your crew look at one another and frown. It is the song of someone keeping monsters at bay. At last you are close enough to bang on the door. An austere acolyte answers it. She is dressed in black from head to foot. Her gloves are black leather and her goggles are double glass. Leave the boxes at the door, she says to you, and then she turns back towards the building, singing her song. Something about candy kittens and flaming violets and the colours coming of spring. Judging by the rhyme, she's inventing words as you go along. You stop her and explain that you expect your extra work to be rewarded. She makes a grudging gesture but complies. The acolyte directs the arrangement of a long box in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you have bought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantles. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead, in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drowning, not a coon condis, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary, except for a slight dissentation of the skin above the breastbone. Gently the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow flowers. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pausing her load, she prepares a scalpel. Your presence does not seem to bother her. What's your medical interest? Whatever she's about to do, it's sure to be anatomically informative. Let's go with that. Metal in metal. The Astra acolyte extracts deftly and with very little blood a heart-sized sphere of silvery grey metal. Despite your keenest observation, you cannot work out how the sphere grew there or what it is for. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, and another sphere inside that, and another. Finally, in the centre, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with a word of correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed and marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Thank you, she said. Return another day, I may have something else for you. So I failed the challenge, and I lost the smooth box, but I did get some information. Inside the little gate. The inner port is open to you now, although it's clear that your welcome is conditional. Don't cause trouble. So, there's a thing, so this is a heart metal ingot, which is what we want. What use is heart metal to you, but then what use is a long box? Perhaps you imagine whisper at shoulder, what use indeed is a heart? When you turn, there's only the ragged flirting of the wind. The legalities of trading in heart metal are vague. Its existence when acknowledged by laws, it might be forbidden. Put it somewhere out of the way. Okay. So, now we want to go to... I think we might want to go to Polypheum. So, what I'm going to Polypheum for is I need to get this upgraded so it can act, so it can be used in the chasset for the goal. So hold on, let me just see. Principal's End. So we need a fluke core, which we have. We got it last time when we killed that fluke. We need an amuleth, which I need to grab. A monster's tooth. A wakeful idol. Heart-shelled silver, which is, I'm pretty sure that's what I've just got. Yeah, so... yeah, that's what we need to bring. Actually, do I have... No, I don't have any hunting trophies. Okay. Oh yes, because that's why I tried to take on the beer mustache last time, and it killed me. Okay. So don't particularly want to stop off at Admiral Island. Instead, we want to sail up this way. So I was going to say something I forgot. Oh, there she is again. She is really quick about picking up new ships. Ow. And really quick at using them to hurt me. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Yeah, I think this might be another one of those runs where I end up limping back to London slightly. Yeah, below half health. Rescue her again. Ooh, memory of distant shores. Anyway, right. Let's keep going. So... Sorry, every time the pirate poet appears by Furiosa in the chat, it goes, "Wife! My wife!" So the chat's kind of just a string of by Furiosa going, "Is that sea monster a friend?" And also going, "She's my wife!" I mean, like, if Failbetter Games ends up watching this, I'm not saying full London dating sim, but I'm pretty sure it'd be a hit. Just let the player date a clay woman pirate. Hello, that's a skull moving underwater. This isn't ominous at all. I can't wait to get a submarine so I can dive down and see what's down there. Right, so we are going to be... So here we are at Polypheum, the land where everything is alive. Yeah. So, like, the full backstory of Polypheum is one of those things where it's in the... So, in Fallen London itself, there are four major things called, well, there are four major ambitions, and these are, like, the big tasks that you're doing throughout the game. And one of them involves the origins of Polypheum. And yeah, okay, I'm just grabbing a port report. So because these are very much kind of text, these are basically text-based games with a, well, Fallen London is entirely text-based. This is text-based with a kind of overland bit added on. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of like Pokemon, because Pokemon are really text-based games that you run around for a bit in. particularly the early ones. Like, I do think that Pokemon and Harry Potter did a huge amount to get my generation to read when we were like year one to four. You know, we are it because it was just so much text. Okay, an audience with King of 100 Hearts. The clay broker, leaning on his copper staff, examines you coolly. The king will see your little friend. No, he won't see you, not just now. He gestures for you to hand him a watchful Kuro. Beep. That night, the hill of Polypheum quakes. The words on the walls uncurl themselves. The birth cries are heard everywhere as claymen sit up, opening incurious eyes, awaiting their tithing to London. The clay broker waits on the quarry side. On the flat palm his broad hand, the watchful Kuro squats, but it is changed. Our regards to stone is all he says. So I no longer have a watchful Kuro, I now have a wakeful idol. Its eye glitter with awareness. Its melancholy had dissipated. Now you sense anticipation. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to go back to Port Cecil and we're going to start to put down things in preparation to kill the reef. Yeah, if I had to sum up the kind of atmosphere of this game, it would probably be melancholy, like bittersweet. Everything is bittersweet. Anyway, so I realised that I was going somewhere with discussing this as a text game, so I'm going to completely change track. So I begin to develop a theory because one of the things that I think has hurt games criticism and discussion and theory is that we don't really have a good vocabulary for games yet properly. So like there's the genre that the game is mechanically speaking. So like both Overwatch, Fallout, the 3D Fallouts, and Doom are all FPSs, but they all have very different. But they're not the same genre in the same way that we talk about literary genres. And I begin to think that you might be able to split games into games that at their core you could split down into a text adventure and games you can't. So I mean, you could do Sunless Sea in the form of text adventure. It would be tricky, but you know, you could definitely do this in something like Twine or Inform or whatever. Something like Overwatch you can't, and I'm saying that not just because Overwatch is special, but because at its core Overwatch doesn't have enough text to actually put on it. I mean, I guess you could, but like, yeah, so I think that might, in the same way that dinosaurs are divided into the two types based on hips. So there's Theropods and I need to look up my dinosaur my dinosaur taxonomy. Oh yeah, so there's lizard hipped and there's bird hipped dinosaurs. So that includes Theropods are in the lizard hip category, and that's all to do with how their bodies are shaped. But I think text and non-text games are a pretty good way of kind of a first case of defining games. So I was talking with some friends about this, and I think one of the problems is, so we have language for literary theory. You know, we have plenty of language that we can use in games, particularly film theory, because games steal a lot. A lot of games take a lot of their inspirations from movies, like insert joke here about Metal Gear Solid being playable, being essentially a movie with occasional quick time events that you hide in a box in for. But also, you know, this is very much a literary game. But I think yeah, I think. So we've got the language for literary theory, and we've got kind of the language for what we might call ludo theory. You know, we've got the language about mechanics and stuff like that. What we don't really have is a good way of synthesizing them. You know, we don't have a good way of doing them together. Which is a shame, because I think that's a really interesting thing to see. And, you know, I'd like to see it quite a lot. But as is, we don't have it. I think that's part of what's kind of keeping back games from having a proper kind of academic discussion about them. Just developing this kind, not just academic, but like academic in the sense that people understand it to be academic discussion. You know, being able to put together, rather than treating them as kind of opposing sides, you can treat them together. I mean, obviously, you can say a lot about how the gaming community has reacted to ideas like this, but we won't do that just now because we're having fun. Okay, so let's go down into a coal and start putting things down. Give the principles a wakeful idol. That gorgeous little spark. A counterweight. I would evolve and my embassy must end with me. To satisfy the chain we must have an ascension. This little fellow will rise I descend. Perhaps you can take her with you. Here your scintillac. Another secret? I have so few remaining. Will you despoil me further? You will? No, I am tired. No secret for you today. If you press me, I will sulk. I am old. I want to be less than I am. I want to be only coal. Call that a secret if you must. Okay. So scintillac takes up room in my hold. So I don't want to kind of give too much away at once. Yeah, okay, I think I might have to go back to London before I go to Palmerstone, just because I can't fit all the stuff I need in my hold. Go back down again. Give the principals a flute core. Oh, my cousin, my enemy. I was of their kind before I began my ascent. Now you see me as I am, but I'd like to be so much less. So the coal used to be a fluke, like those giant sea anemone creatures I killed to get this flute core. And it's yeah. Yeah, it's okay, so now you see me as I am, but I would be so much less. I would dissolve from waves like old foam. Help me end, kill my embassy, but not until we are ready. Here is your scintillac. My embassy recalls how it burnt. See him flinch, no matter, he will end when I do. Now your secret. These sea lords you slay, they give of themselves to a drowning feast. Kneel, and I will whisper you a fragment of recipe. So I got a secret and 7 scintillac. Okay, so I've got the heart metal, but I don't have enough room in my hold to hold any more stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to London. Shall I do something stupid? Let's do something stupid. I don't really have much room to maneuver. has gone underwater. I'm not sure what it's doing. I think that these albino morays are one of the things that you can hunt to get hunter trophies, which are one of the things I need to kill for coral. So I'm going to try and get that. Ouch. Okay. So I'm once again fairly low on health. Butcher it for supplies and occasionally other oddities. Unprepossessing mass. 1 times hunting trophy and 1 times sticky and ivy. Let's cut it open. What's within? I get a lamentable relic. Strip clean. A human skull. This isn't the sea beast's stomach. What's it doing there? In there? Like a seed in a gourd. So it's just a random, like, human skull just growing in this sea monster that is now dead because of me. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. So, one of the games I actually really want to look at sometime in one of these streams is Depression Quest. Partly because, you know, I suffer from chronic depression. Probably have done for a while. In fact, I think most of our chat has... I think quite a lot of people who watch this have got chronic depression. We seem to attract each other. It's just like, oh hey, you're crazy too. Hooray! We can try and take care of each other together. Because Lord knows I'm bad at self-care. But yeah, so I kind of want to look at Depression Quest, because in terms of combining game mechanics and plot, like, the game mechanics are the story. It's basically a roguelike, to be honest. I don't really have anything I want to do here. Gator's Mourn, the pirate fortress. But yeah, it's basically a it's basically kind of a roguelike, you know, you get stuck in a, you get given a random set of circumstances and you're just trying to work your way through it. I mean fuck. I am not healthy enough to get into a fight at the moment. And I have much precious cargo to sell. Please go away, Mr. Pirate Ship. I know you're following me. Hooray! They couldn't be bothered to kill me. Damn it. Okay, so we're gonna sail back to London, then up to Palmerston. So there is actually... Damn it. I don't know why I keep on hitting H to open the map. So for now, I'm going to be selling all my Stintel extras at London. So there is actually a place along the south coast that will buy them, that you can exchange it for 2 outlandish artifacts, which can be sold for 100 echoes each. So that's 200 echoes rather than 70 echoes per piece, which is quite a big increase. You know, it's nearly a 200% bonus, but that would require me to unlock that area, and yeah, there's a reason I haven't gone down into the south at all at the moment. That's probably the most dangerous area. Partially just because there are flocks of incredibly dangerous parrots, which they're like one of the 2 enemies in the game I have never killed. The other one being Mount Nomad. So yeah, I don't like those parrots. They're called Blue Prophets, and basically they shout the names of those who are going to die. Which, you know, is exactly what you'd expect from Fallen London parrots. Back in London. I don't have anything to hide, so these are the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. They find nothing more dangerous than mouldy ship's biscuit. Are there messages for me? I don't know. Alright, let's submit my port reports. Polypheum. Oh, that's the only one I actually remembered to pick up. So I want to go to Warsack Exchange, and we want to sell a load of Syntax, which made me a nice bit of money. Okay, so I'm saving up for a new ship, which is 500 echoes, which is 3,000 echoes even. 500 echoes to get it. But I need to go and buy a load of devil dice. So let's just check. Learning about... Take the seal and the judgment egg to the Iron Republic. Okay, so for now we're going to go a bit to the south. So we're going to go to Hell's Colony, the Iron Republic. So we're going to sail south past the burning blue, a hiss of horror from a lookout. The glim light at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch the blue phase, but it's not a good omen. Spin them a story. Ah, any lubber knows what a blue light means. Or attempt to calm them. There's a perfectly natural explanation. Let's try and calm them. The darkness in the Neth is more than the absence of light. It's a physical presence that distorts the shape of a world. Your light melts the darkness, restores sanity to a world. You explain something of this to your sailors. It's not the first time you've heard it, but it makes them seem slightly more nervous. So yeah, so in World of Sunless Sea, light is actually really important. So sunlight, if you stay too long down in the Nerf, if you go up to the surface, sunlight will literally burn you. It feels really good while it's doing it, but it will kill you, which is why Astral is so dangerous. I'm going to ignore the tiny mega crab, because it can't actually catch up to me, and if I turn around it might be able to. I've also just noticed I forgot to fix myself up before I left London. And none of you in the chat reminded me about this. I'm very disappointed in you guys. Come on. This is a stream. You gotta say when the streamer's doing stupid shit. Or just listen, or just don't and just laugh at the streamer. I know, like I said before, the only stream I've really watched is, I think I watched Foldable Humans / Dan Olsen's and Jacksepticeye's playthroughs of Undertale. And Dan Olsen honestly didn't really talk much during that, so it was just like watching Undertale. Which, you know, I'm down with. Undertale is good fun to watch, and to be honest, I kind of skipped around, so it's just like, I just watched a bit of like Papyrus. I love Papyrus. And Jacksepticeye's was a very different kind. I don't have the energy to be a Jacksepticeye. What's up, everybody? Oh, I could not carry that on like a full review in like a full stream. I'd just be like, holy shit, my throat. Help. I don't know. Jack is one of the few kind of big name streamers I know that I actually like have a fairly decent opinion of. He seems like a nice guy and he's willing to call people out. Like, you know, PewDiePie, so... Also, he has really rad hair. But yeah, so the main thing, like, the thing that I've watched most in Let's Plays is, like, the first 3 minutes of the final battle in the No Mercy route of Undertale. You know, if you know Undertale, you know the fight that I'm talking about. I don't know if it still counts as a spoiler, but I like watching people having their first kind of oh shit moment. I have a confession, I've never done the No Mercy route of Undertale. I don't want to do the No Mercy route of Undertale. I'm Republic, Hell's client state, be wary, their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Factory engines roar like false lions, blood thunders in the dock pipes, crimson lightning skitters across the deck, leaps to a rail, curls there like a cat. The city is reflected in glassy calm harbour water, the citizens there have heads of dogs and serpents. Hell brought freedom to the Republic, freedom from all laws, even those of nature. So, as you might have guessed, devils in this game like to get human souls. But the interesting thing is what they do with them. So they actually use them to create new laws. They have things called law engines. So you can actually like retroactively create laws, both legal and, if you do enough, nature. So if they got enough human souls together, they could undo the laws of gravity. That would be a terrible idea, because that would piss off the judgments. And you don't want to piss off the judgments, they're kind of scary. Although in the sequel to this, judgments is in the judgment text I've just walked here. Like, in the sequel to this, the judgments are dying. Like, they're being killed off by something. That's not a spoiler, that's a blurb. So, you know. Anyway, seek a tittering artificer's help to awaken the seal. I know people here, the Cannoneer confides, from the old days. Maybe we shouldn't talk about the old days. Go. An awakening. The Cannoneer and the Artificer place the judgment egg on the seal, and apply their instruments. The light in the Artificer's chamber grows dim. This, then, is what it sounds like when a soul screams. When they are done, the egg lies in shards, and the seal looks different, but there is a watchfulness about it. The Artificer shakes the Cannoneer's hand. I've missed working with you, she says. I missed it so much. The Cannoneer grins that grin. Nearly done! We can mount it on the bridge if you like, but we'll need housing if we want to use it further. It will have to be heart metal. I knew a man long ago, but I hear he went to Station 3. Swounder, the story says. If we can get just the run of Station 3, I can get you and see him. No, I don't know where Station 3 is. It's a secret. So I have lost, so I now have one awakened seal of red science, and one searing enigma. So I need to take it to the heart metal staff at Station 3. So yeah, let's head over there. I'm really low on supplies, so I'm gonna have to stop at London to get myself fixed up and also get a load of supplies. No thank you, I don't want to fight you. Full power. Bye guys. Calm down. And run away. So those are the unfinished revolutionaries. Those are like our friend the pirate poet. Those are rogue claymen, who have come to... Damn it, my engine exploded. Heal the wounded, damp the flames. Okay. I saved English soldiers, but I lost one hole. Okay, so I have to be even more careful. Yeah, so the unfinished revolutionaries are basically... they're like the pirate poet. They're claymen / women / people who have gone rogue. Actually, think about it. Given that all of the normal claymen are referred to as claymen, the pirate giving herself a gender is probably a really radical thing. Good on you, lady. Please stop trying to kill me. Like I said, Failbetter has always had a very interesting relation with gender. Like, originally in Fallen London, the gender options were like man, woman, or do you have time to care about my gender when there are people with faces of squid roaming the streets of London? Faces of squid, I say! I do want the t-shirt that they make, which is just like an individual, a remarkable individual of indistinct gender, which is just perfect for me, because, you know, non-binary. So, I don't know, that's definitely, if this does become, you know, kind of one of those subjects where I tend to just, you know, ramble while playing the game, having a discussion about what it means to be non-binary and it would be interesting, because for me, like, part of the reason why I don't identify with a gender is, one, I have body dysmorphia, but at the same time, but it's inconsistent, so it's not like I want this body all the time, but it can get really bad. In general, I tend towards a lot more feminine than I am now. Just info dumping. Most people in the chat know this, but if you're new to, surprise! So part of it is that no one's really given me a coherent definition of gender. Like, there's a couple people who have really strong gender identity, but even people who've thought about it a lot can't really tell me why. Anyway, let's collect messages from the Harbour Master. Alright, let's go and visit my family and tell them about... what should I have most of? Tell tales of far lands. There was something you saw far across the Black Ocean. Share it. Your child eyes grow round as pennies. They store up the memories of dream fuel. Much later you find the scene you described scrawled on a foolscap sheet by a childish hand. So I've gained another 5. Again, I'm saving the tattoo parlor for when I have a really high terror, because that gives you a one-time terror drop. Do I have it? Nope. No ports given. So I think the main thing I need to do is to put my ship in dry dock. Um, so I'll go for the more expensive shipyard to avoid using up my Admiralty favours. And then, so I'll move this to the bridge, so that gives me a bonus to mirrors and iron. Stock up a bit of fuel and supplies. What else do I want? Yep, I want to leave plenty of space because I'm going to pick up quite a bit of stuff. But yeah, so Station 3 is like a lot of quests require heart metal, and the long boxes are a bugger to get hold of. Comatose ferret, mascot. Mostly it's immobile, occasionally it's feral. Oh dear. Oh well, at least it's a nice kind of direct sale. I think the big difficulty is going to be so not so much this quest, but the finding the heart of a legend quest. Because that's probably going to require me to kill the Tree of Ages. That's a tall order. Yeah. I think I actually have everything I need for Principal's End. Doc. Meeting the Heart Metal Smith. I don't know where he is! Ask directions. Acclaim and directive with a minimum enthusiasm and even fewer words. Easy to overlook. The smithy is a long, low building that you missed on your first survey of the island. The smith is a quiet man with a pinched face who works entirely in heart metal. The cannoneer greets him with a yell of delight. The smith winces, puts down his hammer, pinches the bridge of his nose. It's you, he says. Two of you. Oh god. Okay, so I nearly have everything I need to create this weapon. Ask the smith to construct an assembly housing for a cannoneer's weapon. Why is the smith so willing to help? The cannoneer shrugs off the question, smiling. I made a lot of bombs back in the day, a lot of bombs, for a lot of people who don't like me to talk about it. I think that's why the university threw me out. I'd never dared to go back and ask though. I love the cannoneer. They're just so reckless. Okay, so we need to get Devilbone Dice. So our next stop will be Mount Palmerstone. Up anchors and away! And then once we've done that, I think we might have enough stuff to kill the... We might have enough stuff to kill the kill Port Cecil, which sounds like a pretty good way to end the session, fulfilling one of the objectives. So yeah, like I said before, like Fallen London can be a bit dodgy with the not Fallen London, Sunless Sea can be a bit dodgy with the auto-saving, which is why I survived. If you're after I died last time. So next time, you know, if I die again, you know, I've used up my autosave key card. So I've destroyed like the most basic ship here. Loot and scuttle her. She's a vital vessel and these seas aren't safe. Take what you can and move on. Lean pickings. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbours, but here's something at the back of a hold. It is a cask of wine. Hooray! I know, like, one thing about playing this competitive playing Fallen London is like, you make a lot more money here in the same currency. So like Fallen London, you know, 100 echoes is quite a lot. Here it's really cheap. So these pirates could just go legit. Like, you can make a perfectly decent living off of that. But I guess they're in it for the love of pirating. Hi diddly dee, a pirate's life for me. Right. Up we go to Mount Palmerston. Palmerston. One of the difficulties, one of the things I don't like about Twitch is that it's really bad at updating. It seems to be really bad at updating how many people are watching. But yeah, Mount Palmerston, Brimstone, always Brimstone. So I want to go up to the crater because I have. So I go visit the Wistful Deviless at the top of the crater. Almost there. Look down and see Port Palmerston like a toy, and their ruins like gravel. You come far, but the volcano's cone still rears above you. Rest a little before you go the last half mile. So here is the Deviless. So I'm just gonna give her a load of souls. Watchful and clicking. The Deviless lifts the lid of a crate. The light from the souls within illuminates her face. She stares at them for a long moment, and then tears roll silent down her face. Thank you, she said. I missed them so. One of her tears lands on the wood of the crate, which begins to smoke. Let me tell you something very special. She whispers it in your ear. Her breath smells like hot stone. But you go. Go now. Thank you. Come back soon. I just sold a load of human souls to a pirate. To a devil. Alright, let's get a port. And then let's buy a load of dice. Want to buy one of those. And then we want to buy a load of dice and some fuel. Jolly good. Right then. Yeah, so now sailing back, and actually I think, given that it's nearly 11 o'clock at night here, I'm going to finish what I'm doing with a cannoneer now and then call it a night, because then I'll have a very interesting thing, which I don't think I can use yet, but it is very interesting. Or I think I should be able to upgrade my ship, actually. So I might go and do that. Anyway. Yeah. Of course, I usually do these streams at like kind of 6 o'clock on Saturdays. That is GMT. Given I am British. I don't know if you noticed from my accent. Although, seriously, I don't actually know if you noticed. People have guessed very weird places for where my accent's from. It seems to be going through a kind of random walk around Northern Europe. And when I was in South Africa for a couple of months studying, well, I say studying, depression took care of that. Don't recommend it, kids. But, I was in South Africa, and people there kept guessing I was from South Africa and trying to put down where they thought my accent was from. And I think part of it is that, so I didn't actually learn to speak the normal way. I have some quite a lot of speech issues. I'm actually really self-conscious about my lisp when I am listening to these recordings back. I don't know if anyone notices it, but I do. But I was taught very much to speak in the same way that people who don't have English as a first language are taught. So I think people are picking up on that, but then they're not going. But then they can't quite work out, you know, where the rest of it is. Okay, I want to visit the Smith Emporium. Rooms back into the rocking of the island, chamber after chamber of long-barreled machinery. Okay, so I have enough dice, and I have everything else. Okay, let's do this. A shining horror. For 7 days the Smith works. Only the cannoneer is permitted within. Your sailors place bets on whether they will blow themselves up, and whether the explosion will eradicate Station 3 as well. There are no explosions. At last the cannoneer opened the smithy door, grinning a tired but dazzling grin. He gestured to the seal. Oh, okay. The cannoneer does have a gender. That's disappointing. The armature that now constrains it is meshed with silvery heart metal. The glyphs flicker frantically like trapped insects. The weapon emits a constant, low, barely audible growl. The air in the room is stiflingly hot. Behold, the cannoneer says, the Memento Mori. The grin dissipates. It's finished. I'm not sure what to do now. Mount the Memento Mori on their ship, or sell it to one of the warlike sea nations. Some will give better price than others. You may tilt the balance of power on the sea. So, okay, so this is the damage for my front gun that I currently have. So it's hull damage and life damage, so that's the kind of crew and stuff. Life damage is to sea beasts and hull damage is to ships. Both does 18. This does 24 and 32 respectively. Which is kind of terrifying. Also, when it hits, it staggers the enemy. So yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a slot. It's a forward weapon, and I don't have a slot to put it in. So that's why I need to upgrade my ship. Which is why I bought the Devilbone dice, so I can sell them to the Merchant Ventura, and I can get a better ship. So I'm going to go back to London and sell that. Get myself a better ship. And then we'll probably call it a night. So we'll start off next session by showing off for Memento Mori. Right then. Oh, nearly missed the opening to London. Okay. So, here's Woolstack Docks. And this, I think, is where we're gonna call the stream. Beep. Alright, I don't have anything. So these are the revenue men, basically revenue and costumes are coming to look at me. I don't have anything to show give them. Okay, the Ventura's desires. Something perilous. They sell these in Mount Palmerston, somewhere in the north yet to see. 500 for 7 barrels of the things, you won't find a better price. Okay, it's only 500, I thought it was going to be 1500. Okay. What else do you want? Oh! Okay. I've already proven I can kill lawn flukes, so yeah, we'll do that one next. Yeah, so that's the stream. My aim is to try and get hold of this one, the Corvette. Ideally, I'd like to get hold of a frigate, but that is 1400 echoes. It's quite a lot. But there are ways of getting hold of it. So if you're feeling very brave, you can go out and kill a load of flukes and sell their cores for like 500 each. So, you know, plenty you can do to get that money. Anyway, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks for watching, and hopefully next week will be at normal time. But, like I said, I'm busy tomorrow, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.